Hello everyone, how you doing?
100.
Alright, let me hear you say farming.
Farming.
Let me hear you say freedom.
Freedom.
Let me hear you say more farming.
More farming.
More freedom.
More freedom.
Zagadat.
Zagadat.
Okay, I just added that one, just by yourself.
100.
So I'm so happy to be here. Sherry and I, we started the Dance for Change challenge, hashtag Dance for Change with IFAD. And the goal was to encourage people like myself who might think, oh, farming is for my grandma, is for, we don't want to do that. And to basically encourage our fans and inform them about agri-business. Sherry dances across the world, I perform across the world to people in every areas. And through this IFAD Dance for Change, we were able to get 100 million people have watched the dance challenge, and thousands of young people have signed up the petition to call leaders to invest in rural agriculture. And personally, yeah, thank you very much. She's the cool one. And personally, I was humbled when I actually visited. I did a rural visit yesterday with the IFAD team and Cheryl. And because for me, I wanted to see, okay, I'm supporting something. Let me see if I'm just a poster boy and nothing is going on. So I was there actually.
She's over there. Juliana?
Where's Juliana? Juliana is somewhere here. So I was there actually with my notes to actually criticize. So I was there as a critic. And it was so great to see Juliana and see how via pledges and grants and trainings from IFAD, from the UK government and donors, to see how actually her life has changed. And not only is she a full-fledged businesswoman, she actually it's so beautiful to see how across the food chain, across the value chain, at every point in time, there's something happening. So from where she gets her coconut to where she breaks it, to where she milks it, and what is supposed to be the waste, she gives it as food for her pigs, and then they sell the pigs. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I need to get into this business.
Yeah.
So I will be getting into that coconut business.
Woo!
All right, so let me not bore you guys with a lot of talk. Where is Erobie? Erobie, please put your hands together for Erobie. Erobie is a young talent from Ghana, and we made this song together. He wrote a lot of the songs. She created the dance. And we're going to teach you before we perform it. So you're just going to go like this. Right? Everybody, let's do this one. Let's do this one. It's easy. I can't dance, but I can do this one. It's left, right, left, left.
That's really good. Some people are just like...
Let's smile. Let's make it fun. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes.
All right, Guilty Beats made the beat. Drop it. Let's party.
Farming. Freedom. Farming. Zagadat. Freedom.
Let me hear you say farming.
Freedom. Farming. Freedom. But where will they get from farming? If you want chocolate, where you no steal from any farm, cause you get your own farm. Freedom, farming, no farming. Freedom, oh freedom. Everybody, farming, no farming. Freedom, oh freedom. Where will they get food from farming? If you want chocolate, where you no steal from any farm, cause you get your own farm. Freedom. They be like when you get business, where you go, you get success. You don't say the test business, then all you for take your steps. How great if you go, you go fit. Carry things don't wait for the fit. Which card you for go, you relate. No lose card, don't hesitate. Farming, farming, farming. Freedom, freedom, freedom. More farming, more freedom. More farming, more freedom.
Zagadat. All right, we're going to do that dance right now. Are you ready?
For the
1, 2, 3, let's go.
You get job, you go get different. Businessmen, shareholders, money coming for buy more shares. Invest, get more interest. Farming, no farming. Freedom, oh freedom. Farming, no farming. Freedom, oh freedom. Where we dey get food from farming? If you want your cocoyam, where you no steal from any farmer. Just you dey your own farm. Freedom. It be like when you get business, where you dey go, you dey get success. You go know say you get fitness, then all you go change your steps. Okay, if you know you go fit. Alright, if you don't wait for the face. Okay, push and do for go, you be late. No lose that, don't hesitate. Farming, farming, farming. Freedom, freedom, freedom. More farming, more freedom. More farming, more freedom.
That's the coolest farming song ever. The coolest farming song. I want to welcome you guys to Ghana. And in Ghana we say Akwaba. I'm Nigerian. So I need everybody to do this dance. Very easy. Just go like this. Adasa. Akwaba. Adasa. Akwaba. Akwaba, Akwaba, oh sister, I know be a rider. You want chance, make up be a fighter. So for my man, make up be a pastor. I'm not saying Mr. Akwaba, Akwaba, tell your neighbor, say Akwaba. 1, 2, hey. Oh la le, ashkiwe. Oh la le, ashkiwe. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Eazi and crew. What a performance. Woo. I'll let you guys catch your breath. I see people sweating. That's good. So guys, I'm also an entrepreneur and I've met so many young African farmers on EFAD projects. And let me tell you, these young people are determined and they work hard, as he just explained about Juliana and her whole process. Policymakers ask, how can we make agriculture more attractive to young people? And as Mr. Eazi said, a lot of people see it as my grandmother's job, my grandfather's job. And even growing up, I didn't know that you could make money from farming. I just knew that the milk that we're going to have for breakfast, my grandmother's going to get it from the cow. But, you know, through EFAD, I've been able to see that this is an actual business. And I've seen young people. There was a young person I met called Gabriel in Cameroon. And he was able to buy a house for himself and for his parents through the money that he had made from farming. So I might join you in opening a farm somewhere. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say here is that we don't want pity and we don't want handouts. We just want you to believe in us. And we want you to back it up with investment, of course, training and opportunity. And now, the moment that we have all been waiting for, the GoGettaz Agripreneur Prize Pitch Finale. And I'm so honored and excited to welcome our 6 judges. First of all, we've got Mr. Ishmael Sunga, CEO of African Confederation of Agriculture Unions. Please just give a little wave. Thank you. We've got Eliasis Attar, CEO and co-founder of Farmline Ghana. We've got Rogers Kira, and that's the CEO and founder of Agribiz Kenya. Thank you. We have Eleni Gabre Madin, Chief Happiness Officer, Blue Moon, Ethiopia. Wow. Chief Happiness Officer. Oh, because you're always happy. Nice, nice. Audrey Abka, Head of SME Banking, Barclays, Ghana. And Frederick Sankir, CEO of African Leadership Academy. Now let's get started. So, I would like to welcome our first finale to the stage. That's Leah Bessa from South Africa. All the best.
When do we start? Have we started? Okay. So we need to feed an extra 2 billion people in the next 30 years. And at this rate, we're simply not going to be able to do it. Protein sources are unsustainable, unethical to farm, and detrimental to our environment. The dairy industry in particular is the second biggest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions in the food system. And as a food scientist and as a dairy lover, this is something that I want to change through high-impact innovation. Insects are an incredible solution to this problem. And we at Gourmet Grub are the first and only company in the entire world to have created a dairy alternative from insects. We worked with the most economically farmed insect, the black soldier fly larva, and we've turned it, through our patented process, into a functional and nutritional dairy alternative called Entomilk. We love the black soldier fly larva because they're naturally high in protein, fat, calcium, and they can make Entomilk cheaper than dairy at scale. And the best part is that they are climate resistant. Insects are not new to us on the African continent, but sadly they are falling out of favor with a lot of the young, modern African youth. And this is something that we need to change through innovation and innovative product design. And this is what we aim to do. So we have created a gourmet ice cream from our Entomilk to showcase the versatility and the possibilities of using insects as a dairy alternative. Our innovation has landed us in 500 articles across the world, CNN, Forbes, and the Business Insider, and this shows the global impact and interest we can create through bringing insects forward in a new and novel way. Our current business model looks like creating high-end, delicious, dairy-free products directly for the consumer. But our next step is to create a powdered Entomilk specifically for the food industry. And this is where the impact lies. $50,000 will enable us to perfect our MVP and be able to fulfill our letters of intent for the food industry worth 40 tons to begin with. It will also help us to bring our small-scale farmers and help them to scale alongside us. The industry is massive. 78% of the world currently consumes dairy. Can you imagine the impact that we could have if we could reduce this? This is one of the reasons why the insect market is predicted to grow at 24.4% compounded annually over the next 10 years. And this is why now is the perfect time for our innovation. The best part is that we have a rock-star team. My co-founder is an expert in logistics and supply chain management, and I am doing my PhD in protein as an alternative source specifically for human consumption, making us the perfect team to execute on this vision. Imagine a world where we don't have to worry about food insecurity. Agriculture needs these kind of creative solutions to transform the global food system. We are only limited by our own imaginations. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, can we have some questions from the judges?
Yes. Yes. Hello? Hi. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've won, you've conquered, now you stand here as one of the winners. My question to you is, should you win this award, what would be your initial expenditure plan for this fund?
What we plan to do with it is to outsource a lot of our R&D to minimize our capital intense uses and create a or perfect our powdered MVP, which is really applicable in the food industry. We have letters of intent at the moment, and we aim to also increase that globally. And so a high-impact product is the powdered ento milk, and that is something that can be industrially used. So that is our next step in our process. Alongside that, we also want to assist our small-scale farmers to grow so that we can actually fulfill these scales, because we specifically need lava that is food grade.
Hi, Leah.
Hi.
So listen, this is super interesting, but my question is your go-to-market. Is this B2B or B2C? First question. And secondly, have you taste tested it, and what sorts of regulatory approvals and hurdles would you have to pass?
So to start off with, we have started with B2C. This is largely sort of changing consumer perception, because that is one of our biggest hurdles. So we've gone straight to the consumer and tried to change their mindset, and we've had a lot of success to date. And that's why we're moving straight to the B2B business, which was our initial intent. So we've got our letters of intent prior to developing our product further. So that is our next step for B2C, because that is where the high impact lies, and that's where you can create a lot of changes on the environmental side. And then we have done a lot of taste tests, specifically on the ice cream, because that is our value-added product. We've had a lot of good feedback. Going forward, there are regulatory changes. So we're from South Africa. We are in conversation with the Department of Health, and we've taken all the steps at the moment, consumer acceptance being one of them, and safety as well. And we're working with the food department at CPUT to create a product that's safe and that can be used. So we're going through the process, and it is something that we need to start from the ground up, but we're very conscious of it and diligent about it.
Congratulations. I quite liked your remark towards the end that you're only limited by the extent of your imagination. Who could have imagined that an insect becomes the technology? Really? That's amazing. It's just a comment. I thought I should commend you for that idea, that you are using the insect, and of course other technologies, as the technology itself. Often we see technology as a hardware, maybe as a system, but a fly, for that matter, becomes the technology. Wow, that's great.
Thank you.
If I may quickly follow up, what's your price point? This ice cream that you're making, the larvae ice cream, compared to normal ice cream?
So currently the ice cream is actually very profitable for us. We're comparing it with normal gourmet ice creams in South Africa. The milk at the moment is on par with almond milk, so it is a little bit on the high end, but it is a very new industry. And we've been working a lot with farmers to project, and we can bring it down to cheaper than milk, past the 5-year mark. And that's all got to do with economies of scale. But they have that potential to create that massive price drop, which is why there's such a huge impact insect.
Can I ask one more? Okay. My last question. Why, if the insect industry is growing so large around the world, why do you think nobody's gotten into using insects for dairy until now? Why are you the first? Why hasn't this been already thought about? What are the barriers?
Imagination, I think. No one really thought you could make insects into a dairy product, which is, I think, one of the challenges. But I think, once someone demonstrates it, it opens up a lot of doors. And, then there's the meat industry, and, it doesn't have to just be powdered or in a bar format. It really opens the possibilities to the impact that they can have.
Thank you, Leah. And next, we're gonna go to DR Congo. So I would like to welcome on stage Stephen Batcha.
With 80 million hectares of arable land in my country, Democratic Republic of Congo, we have the potential to feed more than 50% of the population in Africa by 2050. But unfortunately, 10% of this land are currently being utilized. On the other hand, we still have young people who are suffering from malnutrition and hunger. And people who are still suffering for unemployment. So this was also my own experience. And this is the reason why we created Ngoma Lands. Ngoma Lands, with our team, we are increasing the self-employment opportunity for young people to get into farming, to produce food for their community. This is what we are doing. With Ngoma Land, we serve as a gateway for young people and people who want to be involved in agriculture. So what are we doing exactly with Ngoma Land? Ngoma Land is a tech platform that connects owners of uncultivated arable land with people seeking land to rent for agricultural purposes. But we are not only providing access to land, because agriculture is a very complex sector. We also provide them additional services and products in partnership with other contractors in the agri-food sector. Services in capacity building, access to finance, input, logistics, and we make sure that these young people are doing good practice which respect the protection of the environment in their farming. And this is what makes us different from our competitors. Our business model is that from every land lease on our platform, we earn commission, which is 10% of the amount. And every product and services provided through our platform, we have 2% of this amount. So we have been able to record on our platform an amount of 1,400 hectares, and we have been able to rent 400 of them on our platform, and thus we have been able to impact 200 young people in my own district in Democratic Republic of Congo. So with this founding, we will be able to scale up our business and impact more young people, not only in my country, but also in Africa. So this is the journey I have chosen to go in. And I believe that you will love to join me in this journey, in building a new generation of farmers, and by extension, providing fresh and good food for all the continent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephen. I see you're already ready with your question.
Hello. POA, thanks so much for what you do. So I have two questions. The first question is, how many pilots do you have, drone pilots? And then how do you structure their compensation? That's the first question. How many pilots do you have? How do you structure their compensation? And then the second one is, how much do you save your customers as compared to traditional techniques of spraying with the hand?
The things that we are doing now is with our partners. So we have already built this partnership. So when they ask for these services, we have to just to go to them, and they come and provide these services to them. Yes.
So this is a very innovative way to give people land. So well done for thinking about this idea. My question is, how do you convince people to rent out their land to young people?
Yes.
Who normally seem to be irresponsible.
Yes. To do that, we have to go to meet them on the ground. We meet this association of farmers and land owners. We explain them the importance of using these lands. So when we are talking to them, they are really convinced about that. And another thing is that we are doing some social media marketing and some sensitization on radio and television, so that these landowners can understand that it's very important to utilize this land to feed their community, but not only their community and all the country and all the continent.
Stephen, quick question. Your model is basically to charge a commission or a fee, right? So it's a 10% commission on the land lease. Yeah. Are these annual leases? And 10% seems very high to me. Have you market tested that possibility that people are willing to pay 10% commission for this?
Yes,
connection?
this 10% is annually when you rent a land. Yes.
I mean, normally commission is 2%, 3%, so 10% seems very high. So how did you justify a 10% commission on the land lease?
Yes. Actually, the average price for 1 hectare of an arable land in Democratic Republic of Congo is between 150 up to 200 and $200. So it depends on the availability of the land and the infrastructures and some elements about some information about this land. So 10%, we have an average fee of $10. Yes, which is I think that is very affordable for them to pay for 1 year or something like 2 years when they rent that land.
Yeah. Okay, Stephen, from me, what do you see as the likely risk to your business, and how are you positioned to mitigate that risk?
Yes, the high risk is related to the land ownership of the land. So, and we are trying to raise the awareness and to ask firstly, our government to help these landowners to get all the document which is necessary for them to get that land ownership, and to be clear that when someone is coming with his land, to be sure that is his land. Yes.
Stephen, congratulations for this innovative way of getting young people get space where they can always farm. My question to you, here you say that you employ 50 full-time employees and 20 part-time employees. What are these employees doing?
50?
Yes.
No, we said that we have been able to impact 200 young people in my community by providing them this self-employment opportunity, by giving them access to land and providing them these additional services for them to be successful in their farming. So this is the way how we are creating job opportunity for them. But also in our company, we have a team of five people who are really passionate about what they are doing, and they are really very talented. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well done. Now we're going to go over to Zimbabwe, and I would like to welcome Mr. Piwe Kasha.
I don't care. I don't care about the environment. I only care about my crop. A farmer said that to me. My name is PY, founder of Ali Capital Group, where we specialize in crop spraying services using precision drones, assembled in-house at very low cost. I am a qualified aerospace engineer with several years of international drone experience. So yes, they call me Mr. Drone, but in reality, I am Mr. Food, because I stand for food security, and I really love my food. So you can imagine the frustration coming home for holidays, really looking forward to those fresh boiled meals, only to discover that the worm had a head start on the cob. We have a serious problem of ineffectiveness and inefficiency of traditional means of crop spraying. A problem that is translating to severe environmental pollution, affecting fisheries, drinking water, soil, biodiversity, also affecting the health of farm workers, where thousands of people actually die every year due to pesticide poisoning. So we stepped in and introduced the drone in Zimbabwe for crop spraying, which you can see on the photo over there. A more efficient method. We had a successful POC at Gwebi Agricultural College. We are working with 3 farmers, and we are acknowledged by the International Labour Organization as the best young entrepreneur. We are serious and we mean business. So how does this work? The farmer comes to us, we go to his field to spray, charging him for the total land sprayed based on our set price per unit hectare. $50,000 for us means 3 complete drone systems, 9 empowered youth, over 16,000 hectares sprayed, and over $200,000 income within 12 months. Our main competitors are boom spray and aerial crop duster service providers. our advantage, we are digital. Artificial intelligence defined. We are accurate and efficient. We even eliminate the need for fuel. An MOU with the Zimbabwe Farmers Union has granted us unlimited access to over 10,000 farmers. We have a dedicated team, inspired and passionate, also supported by local and international mentors with deep understanding of agriculture and technology as a whole. We believe the future is green, the future is youth empowerment, and the future is technologically driven. I thank you.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm going to hand over to the judges.
Thanks so much for your presentation. I gave your question to somebody else earlier, but it's back to you. So how many pilots do you have in your network, and then how do you structure your compensation per pilot? That's the first question. And the second question is, how much money do you save for your farmer or for your customers compared to the traditional handheld spraying technique?
Thank you. We have 2 pilots at the moment. So of the 4 that we have 2 pilots, myself and Takuzwa, my partner, who is also the operations manager. And in terms of pricing, when we compare to the boom sprayer, for example, so we are charging $13.50 per hectare. If you're going to use a boom sprayer, you need at least $9 to $10 for diesel alone. If you're going to use the crop duster, on the other hand, you're talking $22 going upwards.
Yeah, but how do you pay your pilots, and how do you plan to scale up?
We pay them. So when we go to spray, every spray job that we have is strategically partitioned to say a certain percentage goes to salaries, a certain percentage goes to maintenance of equipment, a certain percentage goes to an account for future acquisitions of systems. So for every job, a pilot actually gets his commission as well as his assistant, because we have 2 people going for each job, a pilot and an assistant. They all get paid on a commission basis for that job. When we have upscaled and we have drones spraying all over the world, our plan then is to move to a salary basis where we say Farmer Thomas and Jonathan are based at a farm in Matabeleland. They are stationed there and they actually work there, so then we give them a salary for that.
So this is a great idea. My question is, what is your competitive advantage? What's stopping someone else from buying their own drone and just doing this, or someone else setting up a business like this tomorrow?
So drone technology, when you look at it from a layman's point of view, is very expensive. What we are making for $3,500, for you to go and buy that ready to fly, you're going to spend about $15,000. And then remember, what goes up can come down. You're going to buy something for $15, you fly it incorrectly, it crashes, so you've lost $15,000. We have the advantage that we understand the technology, even to the mathematics of it. So what we are doing is we are mobilizing systems at a very low cost, something which would be very difficult for someone who doesn't understand the technology to do. So already that's an advantage for us. And then in terms of durability, what I get from my system can be 1 year, but what someone who's just picking the technology will get can be 3 months only, because we know how to run the system, how to manage the system. We've invested several months into quality and safety management systems, so we know exactly how to get the most out of our equipment, and that is exactly what we're going to do.
That was a great pitch. Now let's talk about the real story behind the pitch. Did you start with the technology and then looked for where to apply it, or started with the problem and then said, this drone thing is going to help me deal with the problem? Tell me the truth. Was it because you are in the drone technology, you are looking for a solution which worked, or it was your problem with the maize cob that led you to look for a solution?
It was actually the problem. I always wanted to do something to do with drones. So it could have been survey, it could have been crop spraying, it could have been anything else really. But then when I saw that there was a problem in ineffectiveness and inefficiency, I decided that the best way to go was crop spraying. Since crop spraying in any case is something farmers actually do. Some spray twice a week, for example. So it's something that farmers live with. It's a real thing that farmers actually do on a very regular basis on their farms.
Okay. So from me, I see that you have an MOU with the Zimbabwean Farmers Union. To what extent have you maximized the business opportunity in that, relationship? I mean, how many businesses have you won, since you connected with that group?
The 3 farmers that we're dealing with were all channeled through the Zimbabwe Farmers Union. So what we're doing is, because the market is so huge and our equipment at the moment is limited, we don't want to jump on and try to bite the whole market. So we're taking piece by piece. So we go to a group of small farmers through the union, we address them, and then we pick those who are interested and we go with them. Instead of approaching several farmers and then all of them say, we want your service tomorrow, but you cannot service them. So then they lose interest at the end.
Okay, so you said this is AI enabled.
Sorry?
You said this is AI enabled, and my question to you, because I think the spraying is not the big game, the big data that comes out of surveying each of these crops or plots as you're spraying can actually generate its own business. Have you thought about optimizing pesticide application through the use of the data that you generate from the activity itself of the drone?
Yes, our short-term plan is to actually employ crop survey drones, which just fly above the farm to survey the farm to determine where exactly fertilizers are needed and in what percentage compared to other areas. So our plan then is to take all that information, feed it into the autopilot system of the crop sprayer, so that as the drone is spraying, it actually knows that I need to spray more here and less here, more there and less here. I don't need to spray it all over there. So that's our short-term plan.
Because that's your point of differentiation, the answer to Fred's question, I think.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you, PY. All right. So next, we're going to go over to Cameroon, and we're going to have Bertin Faku. Are you here? Bertin? Oh, okay. Well, next. No. Which one is it? There we go. So next we're going to have Starlin Farah from Kenya, East Africa. Thank you.
Did you know that Africa has the fastest growing animal feed sector in the world? However, the high cost of feed manufacturing inputs, especially protein, is driving up the cost of animal husbandry. The current protein sources, especially fish meal, is not only unsustainable, expensive, not to mention the competition that it causes between feed and food. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a co-founder of Ikodudu Kenya, and I'm here today to tell you about our golden solution, the black soldier flies. We rear these insects in a unique IP-protected process to provide a rich source of affordable, sustainable, and really superior protein, with up to 60% crude protein levels for the manufacturing of poultry, fish, and pig feeds. All this while recycling organic waste into organic fertilizer. We chose to work with the black soldier flies not only because of their rich, protein content, but also their ferocious appetite during the larval stage, making them efficient waste recyclers. For every kilogram of insect protein we produce, 6 kilograms of organic waste is recycled. These insects not only contain this protein, they also have a rich source of amino acids that are essential, that boost these animals' growth rates, as well as their immunity levels. Our process creates a constant demand for organic waste as a raw material, for which we offer waste collection services. By doing so, we have managed to reduce our production cost of 1 kilogram of insect protein to about $0.4 per kilogram. This cost benefit is in turn transferred to the customer. We operate mostly on a B2B business model, supplying our products to distributors known as AGRFs in Kenya, as well as small-scale and medium-scale feed manufacturers. Occasionally, we also supply our products directly to farmers. Our team is headed by our co-founder and CEO, who is a biosystems engineer, a serial entrepreneur with 4 years experience in the agricultural space, myself, medical student, and our production manager who holds a diploma in applied biology. Collectively, we have 8 years experience working with the black soldier flies. So far, we have raised in the long term, once we secure funding, is to scale our production capacity to up to 5 times more than what we have at the moment. Also, we aim to include up to 100 farmers into our outgrower model to be able to increase our production capacity, not only vertically, but laterally, at the same time to impact several farmers by helping them increase their revenues. At the same time, we also have planned for strategic partnerships to be able to secure a reliable supply of sufficient amounts of organic waste in order to facilitate our processes.
Okay, thank you. So I have 2 questions. First one, how do you price your products and services? And the second question is, have you considered B2C distribution at scale?
Yeah. Sorry, your first question was?
How do you price your products and services?
Okay. So I mentioned in my pitch that our production cost per kilogram of insect protein is up to $0.4 per kilogram. So we sort of just add a markup and aim to be as affordable as possible so that as many farmers can get our products. Also, to consider the B2C, yes, we have, but at the moment, the distribution strategy in Kenya is to use the agri-vets, which are the distributors. So these farmers can go directly to the distributors who then resell their products in smaller quantities. At the moment, we only offer our products in bulk. Yeah.
So this is a great idea. I noticed you have same insect, this black soldier fly or whatever.
Yes.
That is the same insect that's being used in the first person we pitched, grub,
Yeah.
gourmet grub. So can you explain the science behind this insect? Why is it the one that is going to feed us all?
Well, apart from the fact that they will help us solve this ever-growing menace that is waste management, at the same time, they have a rich source of very sustainable and affordable protein. This protein is sort of a building block for animals. So just like you require your protein to be able to grow well, these animals that we in turn will feed on will need these insects.
But why this one? There must be other insects. I mean, why this one? What's this unique thing about this fly that she wants to make ice cream, you want us to feed animals? What's so special about this fly, and what is distinctive from other flies and other insects?
Well, we chose the black soldier flies not only because of the protein and all these other applications in the field, but because the differentiating factor between it and say houseflies is that during the adult stage they don't have mouth baths, so they only drink water. So the transmission of disease from the organic waste that they're being fed on to themselves or to the other animals that in turn will feed on them is at 0. So this has been it has attracted a lot of attention when we have discussed our idea. So this is one of the differentiating factors.
So you have an impressive start. Congratulations. My question is on scaling. Your biggest raw input is waste.
Yes.
And collecting waste, because waste is a bulky thing, and then separating organic waste is itself a big challenge.
Yeah.
So how are you getting around that? What are the costs of collecting waste? How have you gotten into agreements with waste collection agents? How does that part work?
Well, at the moment, we do not have any existing agreement between us and waste collection services, which are generally private in Kenya. We partnered with Kenyatta University in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, as well as the Juja local market and Githurai market, where we now provide bins where these farmers, in the institutions, the chefs and the students know where to place the organic waste, which is now the food leftovers. In the markets, they know, okay, this fruit is rotten or maybe undesirable. So they put it in that bin. And twice a week, our van goes around and collects the waste and then brings it to site where it is sorted, obviously, before it is now fed to the insects.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we give her a round of applause? Thank you. Next, we have Bertin Foku from Cameroon. Hi. Which parts of Cameroon are you from?
Douala.
Douala. Okay, so we visited Yaoundé. Haven't been there yet.
Thank you. Hello. I am
Hello.
Bertrand Foucault. I work to bring back the power to the farmers. Did you know 90% of agri-food producers are smallholders, and they just receive 45% of the revenue paid by the end consumer? This is because some of them lost 40% of their production because difficulties to access optimal transportation means, and when they get one, it costs up to 27% of the end price. This is because the relation between farmers and transporters is very complex, and many farmers prefer to abandon those challenges to middle person who take a big part of the revenue. Our solution is to change how farmers and transporters work by bringing an online search engine of transportation named What's New. How does it work? We put GPS device on car, motorbike, trucks, and reference them in our search engine What's New, where they will update in real time their location, their availability, their price, their trip plan. So when a farmers will want to bring goods from the farm to the main road, from a country to another, or from a city to another, it will be sufficient for him to access What's Near, locate transporters near the pickup place, contact them, negotiate the price directly with them, and choose the suitable one. Once he picks the good, the truck can be tracked in real time till the delivery. What makes it wonderful is that this is 100% free. No commission, no revenue sharing is charged. And we use a technology that makes possible to track vehicle even in area where there is not internet. And this can be made in all African countries. That will bring reliability, trust, and security in food transportation. Till here, we have sold more than 500 GPS devices because that is how we make money. We sell devices to transporters to put in their trucks, so we can then provide them security and fleet management service and reference them in What's Near, so they can be localized and contacted by farmers. We have sold 500 GPS devices. We are continuing reinvesting that money to expand our network. So when we reach 1,000 assets connected, we can launch the first VTC platform in Africa for good transportation. We are supported in this journey by African Union, who believe that What's Near can be a great tool to facilitate the implementation of African Continental Free Trade Area. And we invite you to join us to change the narrative, to join us to make it possible, to join us to bring back the power to the farmers. Thank you.
Thank you, Burton. All right, so let's hand over to the judges for some questions.
Yeah, well done for the very interesting presentation. At the start of your pitch, you mentioned that you want to change the power relations between the farmer and the transporters.
Yes.
But I did not quite get it along the way how that power relation is going to change, because I believe that if you use your system to aggregate demand from farmers, and then the farmers themselves, using that aggregated power, begin to negotiate with transporters, that's where they can actually change the power relations. But your model is not speaking to that.
Okay, thank you for your question. We will change the relation in two ways. First, when you have a search engine, so you have many choices. You can choose. You can contact 1, 2, 3, choose. Now they cannot choose. They know one transporters or two, and they applicate their price. With a search engine, we bring them the power to choose. Secondly, currently transportation almost from a city to another or from a country to another, farmers pay two ways fare, go and return. When you are paying more than $6,000 to bring goods from Cameroon to Chad, because the truck will go and return. There are trucks who is returning in Chad empty. For our platform, when you are in Douala and you want to bring agricultural food to N'Djamena, you will just have to locate in Douala if there are Chadian trucks there, and you give them food so they can bring it one way. You just pay one-way fees. That's how we change the relation between them.
Okay, so extremely interesting project. This is actually a dream project for me. So I personally have been wanting to do something like this. So congratulations. But my question is on the payment and the revenue model that you described. Just reading from the description here, and you said it's free to the users to use the platform, which is essentially a transport exchange, right?
Yeah.
So you're not taking any brokerage fee yourself. So your revenue seems to be from selling the device.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't. How did you come to that? Because that doesn't. Usually it's the other way around. People give the device for free and then get the tick on the usage, which is really the scalable model. So why did you decide to do it the other way around? Because the device is a one-time, and it's probably going to have a reasonable shelf life. So your revenue is very limited.
That's a great question. Many transporters are currently paying for GPS tracking services to secure their asset and manage it. So we come and we ask them, from now, pay GPS device to us. So we can provide you the same secure and management service, and then we will put you in a marketplace where you will be useful to farmers. Then, in rural zone, there are small transporters, bike, tricycle, and so on, who cannot pay bills. Because big companies, they pay bills. So we can provide them device for free, and they pay monthly bills, quarterly bill, annual bills. That's how we generate recurrent money. But for smallers who cannot pay recurrent money, but who is needed here, we need them. It is them who are in rural zone. We ask them to just pay one-time fees to enter in our platform. It is a fixed cost platform. When big companies pay this, support the fixed cost, so we can provide also the service for smaller one who have paid one cost by generating revenue. We are already doing this. And we have changed the business model, the revenue model of GPS tracking. When we arrived on the market, everybody was paying bills. And motorbike or taximan was not concerned by GPS tracking market. When we changed the revenue model by proposing them to just buy the device, and we teach them how to learn it. In 1 year, we have generated 15 million CFA francs on motorbike. That was not a market for GPS tracking industry. So, till so far, we have not generated so much money with companies in the same periods. You understand? So, since we have fixed costs, whatever we have 5 clients or 100 clients, it's the same thing. We will have to pay the platform, pay salaries, and so on.
Thank you. Thank you. So next, thank you so much. So next, we're going to move on quickly to Botswana. Anybody from Botswana here? No? Oh, there we go. Neighbors. Okay, we've got some neighbors in the building. So let's give a warm welcome to Bonolo Monthe.
This is my jam. And this jar has the ability to fuel the growth of 2 industries. As you heard, I'm from Botswana, and we have a tree called the Morula tree. We have over 2 million trees, and it can produce up to 1.5 tons of fruit every single year. Now, the Morula produces a seed oil, which is becoming popular in the cosmetics industry, and companies such as The Body Shop are using it. But here's the kick. To get to 12 tons of Morula oil, you need to go through 300 tons of fruit pulp. And our question was, what's happening to all that fruit? Hello everyone, my name is Bonolo, and I'm from Maunga Craft. And we use a fruit that would typically go to waste in the cosmetics industry, and we turn that into award-winning, delicious jams. Our jams are low in sugar, they're artisanal, they are free of any artificial, the word is gone, any artificial preservatives, thank you very much. And they also, we create unique flavor profiles. The global sweet spreads market is set to surpass the 21 billion mark by the year 2020, with jams taking more than 37% of that market share. And we just want 0.0010% of that for now. We started in 2017, and we were selling at farmers markets. And in that time, we won over 10 awards, both globally and internationally. Martha Stewart, the global food icon, has endorsed our product. We've also been featured on publications such as CNBC Africa and Voice of America. Now, we do small batch, and in that time, we've made over 6,500 jars with a sales turnover of $22,000. Our business model is that we're looking at your retailers, your specialty stores, your hospitality, corporate gifting, your wedding favors, as well as restaurants. We're currently in talks with retailers such as your Pick and Pay and your Spar, as well as Whole Foods and Omaha Steaks in the United States, because we want to be able to export. I work with an amazing team of 6 wonderful people, 3 of which are co-founders, and I'm one of them. And collectively, we have 12 years experience in legal, 6 in HR, 2 in agro-processing. We are growing, our clientele is growing, and we've recently been given a factory shell that we can occupy. So winning this 50,000 prize is going to be wonderful because it will impact our business in a positive way. It will allow us to buy equipment, stockpile on the seasonal fruit, certify, and as well as increase our marketing efforts. You see, we put our culture in a bottle, and it has the ability to fuel 2 industries. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonolo. And now I'm going to hand over to the judges.
Bonolo, congratulations. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
This is great. I grew up in Botswana, so I used to snack on marula, as a child. And congratulations on the packaging. It looks beautiful. You see, one of the things I believe is that if we're going to compete globally, we need to have high standards. And so well 100%. Done on your packaging.
Thank you very much.
Now my question is, how would you take this to the global stage? What would be your marketing and sales strategy for exporting this?
Thank you very much. What we did is that we've attended a lot of expos and trade shows so that we can get people's ideas and thoughts on the fruit. We're not selling a typical strawberry jam, a typical apricot jam. People don't know murula typically. So we have to educate the market on that. And we do a lot of experiential marketing and tastings. So we are placed as a luxury brand, as a prestige brand first. And then as time goes on, we'll trickle down to becoming a masstige brand because you have to educate the public. It's like chocolate. Chocolate started off as prestige, and then people had to get used to it. Now it's masstige. So it's everything from expos, everything from trade shows, going into retail stores. Like I said, Omaha, Whole Foods, specialty stores, that's what we're going to be going into. Thank you.
Okay. Bonolo. I hope I got it right.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I kept hearing that your business is growing, your clientele is also growing. Now, if you get this $50,000, it may scale you up to a certain level in your business.
Yeah.
I know that the world is changing and the financial setup is also changing. I am actually in ABSA and we are changing. We are relaxing our lending framework to support people like you. How are you positioning yourself to attract funding from some of these financial institutions?
Okay. Thank you for saying that. Actually, we have been incubated by Barclays as ABSA in part of the SMME program because they could see that we're a growing company. So they'll be assisting with, purchase order financing because, as you know, a lot of times for small businesses, cash flow is a really big problem. So they'll be stepping in on that perspective and overdrafts as well. We're also, considering the idea of getting funders on board as well. The good thing is that every time we step into a place with our product, people are intrigued. They're curious. What is this? What does this do? And we always get a positive response. So you're right. The 50,000 will only get us to a certain extent, but we will definitely need to have access to extra income so we can definitely increase. But Barclays is a very good start.
Yes, super. So a question about the manufacturing process. First of all, right now, what kind of facility do you have? And to scale, what is the investment ask total? Not the 50K, but actually to develop a proper industrial facility to do this at scale.
Okay, thank you for the question. Currently, right now, we go to a shared factory space, but we have been given a factory incubator that we can move into, which is going to become our own place, which is wonderful. So that will allow us to, we haven't really tapped into the main retail because we've been very, very small scale. And another thing we're going to do is that, so right now the 50,000 will work. We would need about 1 million, which is $100,000 I have to convert for now just to be able to supply more companies locally. But if you really, really want to scale, take it to another level, we need about $400,000 US.
Thank you. I
Thank
really
you
want
very
to try
much.
this now, actually.
You
All
can.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. So now, guys, we're going to go over to Uganda, which is right next to my country, Rwanda. I'm not being biased or anything. We're going to go over to Lillian Nachigozi. Did I say that right? Lillian Nachigozi?
Thank you. I grew up in poverty, and I know the pain of sleeping on an empty stomach. At a very young age, I and my 9 siblings grew up in Katanga, one of the biggest slums in Kampala City. We did not have an inch of land where I could grow crops for food. Neither did we have money to buy food. My baby sister starved to death. I'm Lillian, the founder and CEO, Women's Smiles Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, out of my personal experience, I couldn't, I can't, and I'll never hold my hands to see the 13% of Uganda's population without food, starved to death just because they lack land and just because they are poor. Through Women's Smiles, we manufacture and sell reliable, affordable, and modern vertical farms, which women in slums are using to grow crops for food and are selling the surplus to markets. Our vertical farms can be placed in any small space that you can ever think of, on veranda, on rooftop, office table, even on walkway. Our vertical farm is a garden in a box, 3 feet by 3 feet, and is capable of growing up to 200 plants per season per vertical farm. Ladies and gentlemen, with our vertical farms, 1,300 women have been able to grow crops at the comfort of their homes. We have gone ahead to partner with financial institutions, that is Centenary Bank, which are buying the vertical farms from us and are selling them to women on a loan-based scheme. This pay after a period of 6 months. This work cannot be achieved without a team. I have an amazing team. This is 15 people. These are full-time, headed by me, with a background in agriculture, with over 5 years' experience in running agribusinesses. My operations director, with a background in project planning and management, with over 8 years' experience in agribusinesses. My finance director, with SCCA with over 7 years experience in accounting and business management. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here before you, calling upon all of you here to join us in our efforts to fight against hunger and poverty. This is not only a Ugandan problem, but it's a global problem. With vertical farming, it's possible for everyone not to lack food. The audience, the judges, thank you for sparing your time to be here. Listen to me. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you. That was so touching, and thank you for sharing your personal story. Sorry about your sister, and well done for not allowing that to slow you down in life, but actually allowing you to inspiring you to create something and to create a solution.
Thank you.
I'll hand over to the judges.
Lillian, thank you so much, and I would echo our MC that a story is worth, so much, and so your story is very important to the brand that you're building, and so, well done. I'm actually incubating in my incubator in Ethiopia a business very similar to this, so I want to ask you a little bit about the product itself, because I know a little bit about this technology. There were two pictures on the slide earlier. One on the left, which was a plastic pipe system, and the other one, which was wood.
Yeah.
Which one is yours? And can you describe your technology a little bit and the cost of producing a unit, and what kind of hydroponic farming you're talking? Is it hydroponic? Is that your product? A hydroponic system?
Thank you. The two pictures. The other one, the pipes. That was the first version of our vertical farms that we are using. But we had to upgrade it so that we can solve the agroclimatic challenges. This is how we come about with this box. It has composite manure in it, and you can use drip irrigation to grow crops without being limited by the ever climatic changes. So this is our current version of the vertical farm that we are selling out to our customers.
And what's the cost of producing a unit like that?
The cost?
The cost of producing that unit.
The cost of coming up with this, it's actually $30 per vertical farm, and we are selling it at $50 per vertical farm. Thank you.
All right, cool. Thanks for all that you do.
Thank you.
So, how many customers come back after the first purchase? That's the first question. How many customers come back after the first purchase? And then the second question is, do you plan on providing any other service to your customers that have purchased this for the first time?
Thank you very much. Actually, with our customers, we started with 50 customers. But because our product speaks for itself, these customers have come back together with referrals. They have referred our product to other people, and we've ended up widening our market. So our product is really good, and you can also test it, if okay. Then, sorry, which other question was that?
Do you plan on providing any other service to your customers after the first sale? So you sell the product to them, you sell them your device. Do you plan on providing any other service to them after the first sale?
Thank you. Actually, we are already providing extra services to our customers. Before we supply them with the vertical farms, we train them how to use them, because not everyone knows how to use this vertical farm. So we train them how to use the vertical farm. Then we also go ahead to train them how to make composite manure, because they may need more composite manure when we are far away from them. So we are also carrying out that extra training to them. And not only that, we are linking them to our partner, that is Operation Wealth Creation. This is a government agency. And these have been in support of our customers, and they are providing free seeds to our customers. Not only that, we are also linking them to buyers where they are selling the surplus of their produce. This is because we not only want our customers to have food, but they should also have an alternative livelihood to cater for other necessities at home. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to go over to Nigeria, and I'm going to welcome Job Oyebisi.
Hi, everyone. I want you to think about this for a moment. Less than 10% of all African smallholder farmers have access to finance for credit and for farm inputs. Less than 10% of about 150 million smallholder farmers have access to finance to buy inputs. And I'm talking about people who produce 70% of the food that we consume in this region. No wonder our region has the lowest yield compared to other regions in the world. Banks don't like to lend to smallholder farmers because they think they are very risky. And also, farmers don't supply the data that banks can use to make those decisions, even if they want to. But what if there is a platform that enables banks, microfinance, to finance smallholder farmers? I introduce to you Farm Corps, our for-profit business that enables banks, microfinance, to finance smallholders using alternative data. So to tell you more about how we do this, I'd like to use the story of Sylvester, one of our farmers, vibrant young farmer that I met many months ago. So Sylvester, alongside farmers in his village, got a production contract from food company to supply 70 tons of maize. They negotiated a good price and they signed the deal. And then they started looking for money. They went to banks, even money lenders, all to no avail. And the deal was almost going dead that we were introduced to them. We went on field, we profiled them, we got their crop production history to know if they've been doing this. Yes, they've been doing it. And then we took the analysis of the contract that they have. We put this to our partner microfinance bank and peers, and they provided the money for them. So in simple steps, that's how it works. We'll go to food companies, we'll get production contract from them. We'll find farmers who can fulfill this contract. We'll profile them. We do the analysis, and we pass this to microfinance so that they can understand these farmers and then provide finance for them. They can understand the whole business. So, and what we are seeing is in our pilot is a 300% increase in yield for farmers because they now have access to quality input, 200% increase in average income because now with input, their yield has increased and now they have doubling of their income. And we've sold Sylvester's story from a dry land to a blossoming green field to all the farmers, and we registered 5,000 of them on our platform. Behind this amazing innovation, data analytics platform, is myself and my team of 4 other people. All right, so with background in technology, agriculture, finance, supply chain. And what we've been able to do is we convince the food companies to say, now you have sustainable supply of raw material, and you can also control quality that comes from the farm. You can say, I want this kind of seed, or this is the kind of fertilizer. So we provide transparency along the supply chain.
All right.
We are using Africa's greatest competitive advantage, which is the energy of its young mobile youth, tech-savvy youth with vast arable land to change the story. And we are the one facilitating the connection between the major actors to unlock the resources that we need to finance food production in Africa. So I want you to join us on this journey to make Africa feed itself and the rest of the world. Thank you.
Powerful, powerful. Thank you, Job. So let's hand over to the judges.
Yes, so Job, well done for being a bridge between farmers and the bank. And since you have become like us, let me ask you one banking question. Now, what credit framework do you have in place to minimize your non-performing loans that you are giving out to these farmers?
So we are the bridge, like you said. So how do we do end-to-end financing? So because one of the risks for farmers is if you give them loan and they don't have a market, they are likely to default. So, but we've gone to the food production, to the food companies to get market. What about crop failure? All right, so that's why data-driven advisory comes in. So we can tell the farmer this is how to plant, this is when to apply fertilizer, connecting with our resources from Yara. So and we can even tell if there's going to be drought. So we tell them, no, you shouldn't plant, or you should use this kind of seed that matures early. So when we can prevent crop failure, we can prevent bad market, then we can reduce the number of farmers that actually default loan. And this is the analysis that we provide to banks, all right, to provide the financing. Yeah, the funds come from the bank. We are not the bank. So in Nigeria, there is a microfinance bank called Seedvest. So they are the ones we're working with. Now, although one of our interested investors, is coming on board to also link us to all the microfinance banks who don't even have farmers in their portfolio, or they don't even understand smallholder farmers. And this is why we're the plug.
So you're a commission-based business, right? Your revenue model is commission.
Yes, commission. Yeah.
What % is your commission? And secondly, it seems like you're collecting it from different sources, different parts of the chain. So what's your payment system? Is it mobile payments? How are you getting paid? So how much and how are you getting paid?
Okay, all right. So commission, we charge 10% for Sylvester and his cohort. 10% after we remove the money for input. So we look at the rest of the money available to all the farmers. We take 10% of that. All right, so that's commission. Then the second one, if I understand. Yeah, so the bank for now, so when we ran the pilot, of course, because that's the money we used to finance this contract was more than what Paystack or other Flutterwave companies, so they deposited the money with us. But going forward, it's going to be a direct money that is put in our own account, then we facilitate farm input distribution. But we pay the farmers with mobile money. We send the money directly to their account. And that's why we have to go on feed to profile them. All right.
So
Thank you, man.
Are you generating revenue and
yes, we are generating revenue.
How much?
So for this contract, the old contract was for 2 years. In Naira, it was around 50 million Naira. So of course, splitted. So for this year, they supply the 23 million Naira after removing like 4 million for farm input financing. We are taking 10% of 23 million Naira. If you look at it, that's like 2.3 million. So Naira, if you want to convert to dollars, that's close to 8,000, 9,000. So yeah.
Just a question on you're collecting money from the microfinance institutions themselves as well as from farmers. Is that correct?
Yes.
And of the two segments, which one is generating more income than the other?
Can you come again, sir?
I said you're collecting money from the microfinance institutions as well as from the farmer. I'm saying if you look at the total income, what proportion?
Of course, from the farmers.
From the farmer.
Because the bigger the contract that we get from food companies to them, and our 10%, on that really brings us more money than, of course, the interest that we give to the microfinance.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to hand over to Sini Samba from Senegal. I like that. Sini Samba from Senegal.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that in Africa, 35 million of babies are born each year? My name is Sini Samba. I'm the co-founder of the company Le Lionceau, and we make local organic baby purees. You might ask, why baby purees? Well, I will tell you my story. It all started when I used to work for the French leading company in infant nutrition, where I became passionate by the field of early childhood. Then I started asking questions. What about Senegal, my native country? I was shocked to see that in Senegal, 90% of children under 5 are suffering from malnutrition. And there are a lot of farm losses. 50% of the production of mango is lost in the field. And today, in the market of baby purees, there are only imported products while the continent is full of natural resources. That's why I decided to go back home to take up this challenge, and with a complementary team of food processing engineer, marketing and nutrition, we improve the nutritional status of African babies while strengthening the local food value chain. So today, we offer in the market in Senegal a unique range of baby purees made from local organic raw materials with high nutritional value. We use moringa, baobab fruit, or miette, and our products are without any preservatives or artificial aroma. And today, with one jar sold at $1, it is all the value chain which is impacted. Imagine, on the one hand, we increase the income of farmers, in particular of women groups, to empower them, and on the other hand, we give babies a nutritional and healthy food without any added sugar or added salt to accustom them to the natural taste of food. And on the environment, we have set up a reused jar system to allow us to have a positive impact on the environment and, of course, to reduce our packaging cost. And we go further. Our organic waste, we transform them to fertilizer that we redistribute to our farmers' partner. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have started last year with three purees. Today, we have 9 recipes of purees. We have started in Senegal, but we want to replicate our model in all the other West African countries because it is the same problem: food insecurity, farm losses, and only imported product. So if you want to disrupt the market of baby purees while strengthening the local food value chain and investing in children, our future, I invite you to support us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Judges?
Hi, Sini. We were told that you wanted the questions in French. Is that still the case, or can we ask you in English? Because we can ask you in French if you want.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we can do that.
I answer in English.
Oh, you speak very good English, but if you prefer, because we were told that we should translate. Okay, so I'll ask the question in English for everybody else. So what is the cost of setting up your operation to go to scale? So this is a manufacturing business. So at the moment, you are manufacturing small quantity.
Yes.
So the question is to go to scale. Donc pour faire l'échelle, ça vous coûtera combien? Votre coût d'investissement sera combien?
Yes, actually we are looking for $1,000 to invest in pilot industry, because currently we are making artisanal baby food, but we want to scale up our production and to diversify our distribution channels.
550. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
$750.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Great. Now, let me ask. You are competing with big names like Blendina, Nestle. How are you faring in terms of pricing? Because these are big names and they have scaled. So
Yes.
they are enjoying from economies of scale.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you faring in terms of pricing and market penetration?
Yes, it is a very good question because we have started last year, and with our jar today we sell it in $1. We are 5% cheaper than the imported products, but we want to go further when we are going to scale, because we can reduce our price again and to touch a larger target of market. And today, compared to imported products, for example, we have built our business with a community. We have a community of moms which supports us and give us feedback to improve our products. And actually, we are developing a platform to involve African diasporas who are going to buy our products in our platform, and we distribute the products in Senegal or in the other country.
All right, thank you. Your packaging is very good. How much have you sold so far? And how many farmers do you work with?
Yes, currently we sell each month 1,050 jars. 1,050 jars each month, and actually we have we have sold 15,000 jars, and last year we were working with five farmers, and this year we are working with 10 farmers.
All right, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
So we've had Senegal, we've had Cameroon, we've been to Kenya, we've been to Congo, we haven't been to Rwanda, my country. We've been to Uganda, however, which is close enough for me. And next, we're going to go to Ghana. Oh, wait, we're already here. So I want to welcome Isaac Sessi from Ghana. Wow.
Anyway, it's really exciting to be here. Yeah. So, since everybody is saying, did you know, let me add one last one. Did you know that your plane ticket to Ghana is more than the annual income of a smallholder farmer? Yeah, think about it. This means that for this smallholder farmer, every single dollar counts. However, this year, he's going to lose 40% of his grains to post-harvest losses because they're going to grow moldy when he stores. And one of the reasons why this happens is because he did not know whether it was dry enough for storage or he had to dry some more. There are these devices on the market called grain moisture meters, which can tell farmers whether their grains are dry enough for storage or they have to dry some more. Except on the market, they cost $400 or more, which is more than what the farmer can afford. Now, as the son of a smallholder, this hits close to home. So when I had the opportunity to do something about it, I really took it. After 3 years of research and development, my team came up with GrainMate, a low-cost grain moisture meter, which helps farmers measure the moisture content in their grains so they know whether it's ready for storage or has to be dried some more. And I'm happy to say that over the last 12 months, we have helped 800 farmers increase their profits by up to 30%. Now, GrainMate retails at $100, 4 times less than what is on the market. And what's exciting is that even at that price, for farmers who cannot afford, we give them the opportunity to come together as a group and then exchange grains for GrainMate. We're looking forward to ensuring that with just $2, farmers can subscribe to have their grains tested every planting season. GrainMate has been endorsed by the World Food Program, the USAID, and MIT has selected me as one of their innovators under 35. In case you didn't know, that's a really big deal. Anyway, so far we've sold 300 GrainMates and we've generated $20,000 in revenue. Going forward, we're looking at GrainMate being the first step in our journey to develop technologies which help farmers come out of poverty and hunger. With $50,000, we can scale. With $50,000, we can scale our impact to 2 more countries, Nigeria and Kenya, and we look to create a future where farmers, where our children never go to bed on an empty stomach. Help us make farmers smile like these guys. My name is Isaac Sessi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. This looks really, really interesting, actually. I'm intrigued to see more. I'm going to hand over to the judges for some questions.
Okay. Hi, Isaac. Very nice, very nice. And by the way, we need moisture meters all over Africa, so not just in those 3 countries that you said.
I'm going to be rich soon.
Absolutely, come to Ethiopia. But the question is your cost of... This is a locally produced
yes,
device.
made in Ghana.
Right. So the question is, yes, made in Ghana. Got it. So what's your production cost relative to your sale price of 100? And how do you go to scale?
Okay, currently it's cost us $40 to produce. And you may think that we're producing at 40 and we are selling at 100. We're cheating the people, but that's not the case. So aside that, when it comes to... we're doing it such that the price comes down eventually. Now, with economics of scale, right now we're producing locally from our place in Kumasi. The way we're doing is such that we're adapting ourselves so that as we are scaling, we're able to do things in a way that lets us be able to produce more. So, for instance, we're building everything by hand, but then when we start making 10,000, 50,000, we're not going to be doing everything by hand. That makes it possible to be able to reach more countries. and even bring the price down for the farmer. So $40 for production, and it's going to come down later. Yes.
Okay. How many more sectors can this be applied in aside maize?
Yeah. So what we're doing now, aside producing this, is we're doing research into different crops that this can be applicable to. Currently, we're working on cocoa, we're working on coffee, we're working on groundnuts, we're working on millets. In fact, the next version of this is going to include support for groundnuts and millets. Currently, we do corn, we do soya beans, we do wheat, we do rice, we do sorghum, 6 or 7 different crops, and then we're adding more. So the cocoa and the coffee industry is really big, and when that research is done, this will be able to support that.
Okay, Isaac, I heard that you strike a barter deal with your farmers. Let me find out, when you collect the grains, okay, do you transfer it into another business model?
So we work with aggregators. We don't get the grains ourselves. We work with aggregators who get the grains from the farmers, and then we get the money back from the aggregator and not the farmer. Yes.
How do you keep your devices calibrated? Because that seems to be an issue that I've seen with my own experience using moisture meters, is that they need to be calibrated, and so that's a maintenance cost for you as a business. Mm-hmm. So how are you going to handle that?
We're handling that currently with software. We are developing software that can communicate with the device to make the calibration easier in the future. But currently what we're doing is that because it's modular, you can take out the sensor, you can take out everything. If for some reason we realize that, we recommend that every year you come check and see if it's in spec, and then if it's not, we just replace the sensor part. It's not expensive.
Is that embedded in your $100 one-time fee, or is that an annual maintenance fee?
No, $100 is the one-time fee. That is one part of the model. Like I mentioned, we're also doing a subscription model where for $2 every planting season, the farmers can have the moisture tested. And $2 doesn't seem like much, but when harvesting is done, everybody is harvesting at the same time. So if you go into a community where there are 3,000 farmers, that's quite some money.
Thank you. So Isaac was actually our final finalist. So let's give everyone a round of applause, please. Oh, okay, so we've got one more person. It's getting late, guys, sorry. We have Affiong Williams from Nigeria.
Sorry. Do I start? Okay. For many of you sitting in this room, you may not think that there's anything innovative about dried fruit. And you'd be right. Dried fruit has existed for years and is consumed around the world in many countries. So what would be exciting about something that's not novel? Well, I'll tell you. The business we've been able to build with these products you see in front of you and the impact we've had shows that you can create greatness from a simple idea. I founded Real Fruit based on my belief that enterprise can create prosperity, and I was inspired to become an entrepreneur to solve Africa's most urgent challenge with its youth unemployment. In 2012, I founded Real Fruit to add value to fresh fruit products, as well as notice that there was a demand for healthier fruit and healthier products from Africa's growing middle class. They were tired of the same old products they had, and we introduced a new product category in the market. We literally created something that did not exist. So far, from creating that 5 years ago, Euromonitor says that our market stands at $5 million in Nigeria alone. Over 6 years, we've grown our distribution to over 250 supermarkets nationwide. We sell to airlines, hotels, and schools. Last year, we added another feat, by listing our products on the largest online marketplace in the world, Amazon.com. We also have 3 distribution units and are poised to export our products to Europe as well. Real Fruit employs 50 full-time employees as well as 25 part-time employees. 100% of my management team is run by women, so I'm proud to say that Real Fruit is run by women. Our employees also get health insurance, access to company loans, as well as pension plans. Our growth plans are ambitious. Right now, in last year, we did over $380,000 in revenue, and this year we're on track to doing $550,000 in revenue. Given that there is no working capital loan from banks to support companies and SMEs such as myself, the $50,000 investment will go into increasing our working capital so we can fulfill almost 30% of sales that we lose due to lack of access to raw material. This is equivalent to $120,000. We will also increase our distribution centers, which will create 10 immediate jobs. Investing in Real Fruit is investing in a company that is serious about growth. And as we grow and achieve our commercial aims, we also increase our social impact by creating more jobs and increasing incomes for farmers. I believe that the money that you invest in us will unlock further capital to see us reach our large-scale goals, which include creating over 500 jobs in the next 5 years and seeing our products sold across the world. I believe the Generation Africa initiative was designed to support companies such as ours, companies that can demonstrate that agribusinesses scale, they create jobs, and they provide prosperity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Handing over to the judges.
Okay, so is it Mrs. Effiong?
No, Miss.
Miss Effiong. In fact, it's good to be a judge because you get to taste real food in this conference room. Now, you have done well to scale up to this level, and you have an ambition to scale further. Well done. In what ways are you driving inclusive growth in your value chain?
So last year, we processed over the equivalent of over 200,000 pineapples that would have otherwise gone to waste. So our business model is really hinged on adding value to fresh produce from farmers and creating a ready market for them, which is one of the most important challenges they face. And we've done that through our large distribution network, our ambitions to go international, and even retailing on places like Amazon.com.
Afian, this is delicious. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please share.
So, sorry? Yeah, we're too busy eating to ask questions. What is, if I buy on Amazon, how do you fulfill my order? The supply chain a bit.
We ship our products directly from Nigeria. We actually leverage AGOA, so we don't pay any duties. Again, every agribusiness should please try and leverage AGOA. It's a fantastic initiative for businesses. And we fulfill to Amazon's warehouse. And then when you make an order, they fulfill it on our behalf.
And what are your unit economics? Can you tell us how much does it cost to produce this thing? How much do you sell?
That's a very good question. Because we have a very wide range, which is 6 unique products, our margins differ. But currently, our average margin is about 40%. As we scale up, we're aggressively going to increase that margin to about 65%.
Where do you source your products from?
We source them from.
I didn't catch that.
Pardon?
I didn't catch that.
Yes, we source them from farmers. We also source them from aggregators, and sometimes when we are actually out of fruit, we will buy processed fruit from other suppliers to meet our growing demand. You know, meeting demand is our biggest problem, and we believe that this investment will really help us solve that.
How many farmers are you working with?
Well, for instance, we started a training program in Kaduna, the northern central part of Nigeria, involving 50 women in high-value mango farming. So we trained them, and we're growing a plantation to support that. And we've also mapped about over 50 farmers, mango farmers around the region that we'll be sourcing products from as we scale up.
Okay, so now that I've eaten every one of the products, they're all great. I'm kind of a junkie for trail mix and dried fruit. So I guess the question is, at least in the U.S. market, it's quite an available product. So what is your differentiation? How do you come into the export market in terms of, is there a story that you're branding? What is going to make your scale in the foreign markets?
Yes, the export market is a huge driver of our growth going forward. Right now, majority of the products that come into the US come from Mexico and Asia, and the Asian products usually, which carry a bigger percentage, are candied and sugars, whereas ours are natural. So there is still a big market for the growing demand for natural products, especially from West Africa, and we're seeing that even processors across the West African region cannot meet the growing demand in Europe and in US. So as we scale up, we plan to tap into that growing market.
Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And honestly, I'm truly inspired by the creativity of some of these young people, aren't you? Sometimes I kind of wondered, like, why didn't I think of that, you know? All these different solutions to food. All right, so the winners are actually going to be revealed tomorrow at the Africa Food Prize Gala Dinner. And for those of you who are unable to attend, you can also be able to watch on social media. Make sure you use the hashtags Generation Africa and GoGettaz. In fact, start tweeting now. All right, and now I would like to welcome to the stage Ghana's very own J. Erobie to perform his final song. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's keep the round of applause going. Let's keep the energy going. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying so far. Poverty is a bad disease, and we don't need to encourage it. Yeah. So my song is to my song was actually inspired by poverty, and is to push poverty away. Yeah. So this is how it goes. In my life, me no want far, fi no far. Me no want da, fi no da. Just I want live up my life higher height. Fight for me family and pay my price. In my life, me no want far, fi no far. Da, fi no da. Just I want live up my life higher height. Fight for me family and pay my price. Somebody have to run, go and tell poverty. Say him have to go, me just I want me privacy. Him stay too long in my life. Him have to go, come me want see the daylight. Me never want lose anything at this time. And I saw me want go till me reach me prime time a long time. When me know I say, man a big star. Poverty you can't stop me from my shine. Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Let's join. Let's go. So simple. In my life, me no want far, me no far. Me no want da, me no da. Just I want live up me life higher height. Fight for me family and pay my price. In my life, me no want far, me no far. Da, me no da. Just I want live up me life higher height. Fight for me family and pay my price. Somebody have to run, go and tell poverty. Say him have to go, me just I want me privacy. Him stay too long in my life. Him have to go, come me once in the daylight. Me never want lose anything at this time. And I stop me want go till me reach the prime time a long time. When me know I say, man a big star. Poverty you can't stop me from my shine. In my life, me no want far, me no far. Me no want da, me no da. Just I want live with me life higher height. Fight for me family and pay my price. In my life, me no want far, me no far. Da, me no da. Just I want live with me life higher height. Fight for me family and pay my price. I know I no joke, say me wild like a lightning thunder. I run ya, cause inna the street man a fighter, stronger, more than a lion a tiger. Hard brave, cut down the faker asunder. Down inna the street when they see me them a wonder. The path the wall of poverty and a conquer. We no know no border, we no surrender. We no afraid that no boy will look like ninja. So we I read always,
Small, we no laugh to no poverty waste. Family away, tell me why me no play. Looking like me, so for the money back. As soon as they see me, so me can't lose a fight off here. Sunshine too long, so we pray for the rain. Family away, tell me why me no play. Everybody let's make it inside, let's go. In my life, me no want far, me no far. Me no want dark, me no dark. Just I want live up me life higher heights. Fight for me family and pay my price. Me say in my life, me no want far, me no far. Dark, me no dark. Just I want live up me life higher heights. Fight for me family and pay my price. Let me tell you what, from me born me a winner. At the first month, so me have to make a dinner. Youth one roll out clean in a bimmer. People are loving the energy when me in my life. Me no want far, me no want far than a grown life one. Me no want live up me life full. Just I want build up me life one. Yeah, in my life, me no want far, me no far. Me no want dark, me no dark. Just I want live life higher height. Fight with me family and pay my price. In my life, me no want far, me no far. Dark, me no dark. Just I want live up me life higher height. Fight with me family and pay my price.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for your energy and thank you for your inspiration. It was amazing. We just want to get a quick picture. Generation Africa, our future is where? Our future is here. So, oh, Sven, can we get you as well? And Strive, can we get you in our picture? Thank you. Generation Africa, our future is here. Make sure you use the hashtags Generation Africa. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Eazi, can we get Mr. Eazi on stage, please? Mr. Eazi.
But if your love, they hide me like